Oh, can I build this fake Tarmac SL8 frame with only components from AliExpress? Will it ride like the original or will it be a total nightmare? Let's find out. My goal for this build is to replicate the original specs and make the bike as light as possible. Therefore I use my rear carbon crankset, slick carbon wheels and even a 3D printed saddle. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. To start this build, I chose once again for the wheeltop electronic groupset. And to make the process faster, I highly recommend the Drivetrain's internal cable routing tool. It really makes the job easier. Using it, the cables slide through the frame much more smoothly. Once the front brake cable was routed through the fork, I mounted the caliper and torqued it down to spec. Next up was the rear brake cable. We had to guide it through the frame and to our surprise, it went a lot easier than expected. This went way smoother than previous time, yeah. Pretty crazy actually. After that, all that was left was to tighten the rear brake caliper. Then I greased the top and bottom of the head tube so we could install the upper and lower headset bearing. It was finally time to install the front fork, and luckily my brother was there to help again. With his assistance we managed to route the brake cable through the handlebars. Twin power! It's so much easier with two to install a bike than alone, so guys, get yourself a clone. But apparently we had so much fun together that we completely forgot a crucial part. I forgot to install the spacer. Typical rookie mistake, so yeah, we have to start over. So yeah, we had to take it all apart and start again. Thankfully, my twin brother was there to help out, and with his help the whole process went way smoother. Lesson learned. Maybe my brother is more talented than me. By the way, if you got any tips or tricks for dealing with routing internal cables, drop them in the comments below. After that, I mounted the shifters onto the handlebars. Next, I prepared the brake cable. First, I placed the connecting bolt and olive over the hose and cut it to the correct length. Then, I used my hydraulic disc brake tool to install the insert pin. After that, all that was left was to tighten the connecting bolt and the job was done. Okay. The shifters are installed, so I'm super happy, and now it's time to install the bottom brackets. I will grease my bottom bracket a bit for all the dirt, not too much, but something to protect the inside. I went with the Cactus PSI Dub ceramic bottom bracket, which I thought would pair well with my rear carbon crankset. First I added some grease to my spindle and installed it onto the frame. Here I started to notice my first problem with the crankset. I had to add an extra spacer and bottom bracket preload adjuster to eliminate all play in the bottom bracket. I still continued and installed the second crank arm so I could keep the build going. Once that was done, I installed the top cap and tightened the stem to secure the handlebars in place. Next came the front derailleur. For that, I used my adjustable bike torque wrench to get the correct tension. Then I installed the rear derailleur onto the frame. For the wheel set, I went with my trusty CSC carbon wheels paired with the Goodyear Eagle F1 tires. Both affordable and great performers. I mounted the rear wheel onto the bike, tightened the through axle and the back end was good to go. I was especially excited to install the front wheel. At that point the build really started to look like a proper bike. Now I had to fit and install the 12-speed KMC chain. Okay guys, let's see, the bike is working. And then it was time to install the clipless pedals to complete the drivetrain. Next up, the saddle. I went with the Riot 3D printed carbon saddle, which I had previously used in my fake track builds, and I was super satisfied with its comfort and performance. To wrap it all up, I installed the handlebar tape, trimmed it to the right length and secured it with electrical tape. Now that the bike is fully built, let's see how much it weighs. I'm very curious. Remco, are you curious as well? Okay, the bike has a weight of 7.2 kilos, which is actually pretty light. I didn't expect it to be this light. We can conclude that if you buy the right components, and I'm not talking about the fake frame, you can get a very competitive bike for the price. There is only one thing left to do now, and that's to take the bike outside for the first test ride. Isn't it, Remco? Yeah, mate. We're gonna do it, eh? We're gonna ride together, eh? You and me, eh? That's my home pigeon, eh, guys, if you didn't know. Yeah, let's go outside. Well, this was the first ride. Let's see how it went. I have just finished my first test ride and I'm still impressed with my components. It's pretty incredible what kind of quality you can get these days for affordable prices. And now I'm especially talking about my wheel top electronic group set and my CSC carbon wheels. They perform exceptionally well for what they cost. However, there is one minor aesthetic issue with my rear crankset that I'm not a fan of. Let me show you. For my taste, the gap is just too big. I would prefer to have my cranksets closed up to my bottom bracket. Of course, I didn't pay enough attention when I read the description because it's for road bikes and the mountain bikes, so I should have known that the spindle would be longer. As for the frame, I can obviously not recommend it because it's fake. In one of my next videos, I will build up a TFSA frame which is very similar to this one, this time with the new 3rd gen L2 electronic group set. And if you want to find out more about the build and all the other components, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. It's gonna be a brand new setup with all new parts from AliExpress. I will be testing the Aero Raptor carbon wheel set, the TFSA frame set and a bunch more. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok or come hang out on my Discord server. You can share your own stories, ask questions or just chat with the community. Thanks for watching everybody, live a long and happy life, stay safe on the road and I will see you in my next video.